you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, my name is Natalia and we're starting a new series. I've been doing declutters already for the last few months, and if you guys have seen any of them, you guys will have noticed that I mentioned like this is my favorite in this category, this would be my top 5, my top 10, and so on. So I figured it would be fun to make a video dedicated to each category in which I tell you what my current top 5, top 10 are in that specific category. Of course, as I try new products throughout the year, those can change. So every year I would come back and update that list, but I figured it'd be a good reference point in case you guys are wondering what are my current favorite or must have in that specific category and why they're my favorite. So today we're starting with my favorite category, which is eyeshadow palettes. If you guys know anything about me, you will know that I adore eyeshadow so much. Also, if you guys are curious, I just finished doing this makeup look and it should be going up after this video, so stay tuned for that. But it's basically a no talking, kind of like get ready with me tutorial kind of video. This video, I don't want it to be very long, but basically we're going to talk about if I had to choose only 10 out of my eyeshadow collection, which ones would I choose. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of pick them out and give you reasonings of why I would choose them. But yeah, these are my top 10 most loved palettes. To be quite honest, I probably could do like a top 50 because I love so many eyeshadow palettes, but I tried to be really good and narrow it down to just these 10. So let's get started and talk about some eyeshadow palettes. Also, our neighbors just moved out and apparently they left a mess, so they're doing like a bunch of like pipe work next to our apartment. So if you guys hear noises, that's what it's from. So I'm going to start with the most expensive one out of the 10, and it's going to be my Glam palette from Natasha Denona. And honestly, this palette, I don't wear it enough, and only because I just have so many palettes, that's why I don't. But if I had to choose just 10 palettes, this would definitely be one of them. I feel like this palette is beautiful. Oh my gosh. So I have the other one as well, like the warm tone one, but I feel like this is so much better. The perfect combination of mattes and shimmers, and the shimmers don't all look similar. And yeah, I just really like this palette. It is a very pricey palette. It's probably, like I said, it's one of my most expensive ones, but compared to like her bigger ones, this ones are more affordable because she has like the bigger pan ones. But I love that she started coming out with these, and to be honest, I want to try other ones that she has, but I haven't. I've been good and I only have 2. Like I said, it's more like a cool tone palette, but I feel like you can get really pretty looks out of this. What's funny about this palette is that the shades are called basically where you would put them, but I never look at that. I just kind of go for whatever I want to do and just put them wherever I want them to go. But yeah, it has like that deep shade that I would use for like the lash line or just to deepen out the outer corners. It has these really good crease shades. It has these 2 blending shades that are really nice. And like I said, all the shimmers are very beautiful. There are some that look similar, but they still look slightly different on the eyes. So out of the 2 that I have, I prefer this one. So this is gonna be my first choice if I could only keep 10. So I have a few from Colourpop, and the reason why I chose a few is because they're very different one from another. But honestly, all of the Colourpop palettes are all really good. Their formula is really nice. Their mattes what's happening to my voice? Their mattes are very blendable. Their shimmers are very smooth and buttery. So all you need to do really is just find a color story that you like, and you'll basically like that palette. And they came out with these, a 30 pan palette, and I have almost all of them. I think I'm missing like 1 or 2, but I chose 2. First one is this one here, which is It's a Mood palette. And I really like this palette because it comes with a ton of very like bold, but I feel like they're very wearable regardless. So you can create like quite a few different looks. You can create more like corally looks. You can get purple looks, very purple looks, burgundy, some blue, some green. So you get like a very good variety in this palette, and it still has like a good amount of mattes and shimmers. I'm excited to jump into this more for summer and create like more colorful looks. But yeah, this is a very beautiful palette, and I feel like if you're afraid of color or you want to get into color, this would be a really good one because like I said, they're all very wearable colors and not like, you know, rainbow kind of color. So yeah, this is a really pretty palette to me. I really like it. This here is one of my favorite shades because it has like a really pretty flip. It goes from like brown to like a blue, and it's so pretty to me. The only downside to this palette is that it comes with two of those really thick glitter kind of shades that I despise so much, and I really want Colourpop to stop including them into their palettes. Maybe just make them single, so if people really want them they can buy them separate, because I just can't. Then I have one from Huda Beauty. This is the Mercury Retrograde palette, and can we talk about the packaging? Because the packaging to me is so beautiful. Like, it has like that really pretty rainbow kind of outside, and I think it's beautiful. I bought this when it was on sale. I think you can only find it on the Huda site now, but it does go in and out of stock on the Sephora site, but I've seen it on sale still a few times. It's so unique to like my whole collection. Like, I have a ton of other palettes and none of them look like this one. Anytime that I want to play with more like pastel-y kind of colors, or even you can create a pretty neutral like look with this, like if you just stick to like these shades here, there's like a little bit of a gold and some really pretty shimmers, you can create definitely like a more neutral look. But yeah, this is more like, so if the other one was more of a wearable bold color, this would be more wearable pastel color. So if you're afraid of pastels but you want to get into them, I would recommend this palette for sure, because it's so beautiful. Also, her formula is amazing. I have this one and like the little 9-pine palettes, and they're all so good, so smooth, so buttery. They blend beautiful. I've never had any problems with them, and I do want to try like the other ones that she has in the same setup, but this is the only one that I currently have, and I love it so much. I think, like I said, it's very unique, very different from everything else that I have. And yeah, next up, I'm just gonna quickly talk about one that is actually a limited edition palette and is no longer available. I think you can find it on some sites, but I just wanted to give it a quick mention, more so for the reason that I would never let go of this palette, but also just in case you have it, just a reminder to pull it back out. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills in collaboration with Jackie Aina. Oh my gosh, this palette is gorgeous. Like, so gorgeous. This is what it looks like on the inside. I do have other Anastasia palettes, but this is definitely my favorite, and it sucks because it was limited edition, so you can't really buy it anymore. So I don't use it very often like on camera or anything like that, but this palette is beautiful. Like, I even feel like the formula might be different, and I've heard other people say the same thing. Like, they feel like they made it a little different for her. But yeah, this palette is gorgeous. It's very like deep tone kind of palette. So if you don't like more like grungy, deeper kind of looks, then of course I wouldn't recommend this one. But yeah, if you're into that, or you want a palette that's a little bit more deeper toned, I would highly recommend this one. But even though it's a very bold type of palette, they're all very blendable, so you're not gonna have a problem blending any of these out. And yeah, I really like this palette, and I don't ever see myself decluttering it. Sneak peek of what my declutter will look like, because that's staying with me forever. All right, so let's talk about a drugstore product now. This is gonna be from Flower Beauty, and this is the Jungle Lights palette. Oh my gosh, I don't understand why more people don't talk about this. It's amazing. Like, this palette, you guys will see in the swatches, the formula in this is ridiculously buttery. Like, I barely will put my finger in there and you get the biggest payout ever. And I'm very disappointed because she came out with, I think it's called Desert Lights, and it's supposed to be like a warm version of this one, like maybe more neutral warm kind of tones, and it arrived shattered. And I've heard many people say that the formula actually isn't the same as this one, but I've heard other people say that it's amazing, they love it so much, it's their favorite thing. So I don't know, but I'm not going to repurchase it because, like I said, it arrived broken. I was kind of over it. But this one here, this is the one I'm talking about today, specifically this one here, because you get so many different shades. So you get like a very pretty purple. This green is gorgeous. I love basically every single one in here. And yeah, I've played with this quite a few times, but you can't even tell because you have to barely even touch it and you get like so much shimmer. So this will last you forever. And yeah, this is one that I would highly recommend, and it's still available at Ulta. I'm pretty sure you can find it. I don't know if anybody else carries it, but for sure Ulta or on the Flower site. But This is beautiful, guys. All right, next up, let's talk about another Colourpop palette. This is the Going Coconuts palette, which I'm sure you guys have already heard many people talk about. But this is one of my favorite neutral palettes. As you guys already probably noticed, I like colorful palettes very much. But I'm not so much into like the rainbow colorful. I'm more like, you know, jewel tones and more like wearable pastels kind of color. But when I have to wear neutrals, this is one of my favorite palettes for sure. And this shade right here in the middle, Cocoa Crush, is my favorite shade probably in the whole wide world. It almost makes your eyes look wet when you wear it. And yeah, I've traveled with this before and it travels really nicely. I've never had a problem with it at all, like blending them out. I mean, like I said, Colourpop's palettes are very well made, so I don't see anybody ever having a problem with them. But yeah, this is like your perfect neutral kind of palette. It is kind of like in the middle, where I would say it's not very cool tone and it's not very warm tone. And you can actually get like quite a few different looks out of this, even though it's like a smaller palette. But you can create more like a deeper look with the ones down here, or just stay on the top 6 and it could be more of a lighter kind of look. But yeah, this palette is one of my favorites for sure from the Colourpop, you know, 9-pan kind of collection. Okay, next up we have one from Persona Cosmetics. This is the Identity 2 palette. And honestly, they're both really good, the Identity 1 and the Identity 2. I haven't tried like her 5-pan palette, so I couldn't speak about that one. But I've heard good things about that one too. But I wanted to talk specifically about this one because I feel like this palette is very beautiful alongside with like the It's a Mood palette. I'm sure I can dupe some of the shades like similarly to that palette, but it's still not the same. This is the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today. I kind of mixed some of the red, I did some of the purple, I did some of the brown, the Honest shade. What is that noise? Oh my gosh, what a mess. Anyways, hopefully you guys can't hear that. Like I said, I think the one is good too, but that one's more like a neutral kind of palette. But I've also heard that she did change the packaging on the first one, and I've heard some people say that it's not exactly the same as the first version was with the cardboard, which is the one that I have. So I didn't want to recommend that one and it actually be different when you buy it. But this one I would highly recommend. I've also traveled with this one. I had no problem. The mirror on it is huge and it's really, really nice mirror. So I actually got ready today with that mirror. You get like a few wearable shades, like the top 3, and then this one would be like very wearable, and then you can deepen out your eye look with these ones. But then you get like all the rest of the jewel kind of shimmers, which actually amp up your look and it makes it look very beautiful. And I really like this palette so much. And that one actually has gone on sale on like the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I've seen it before. All right, let's talk about a very affordable one, and this is gonna be from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is the Bite Size Eyeshadow palette, and I know this doesn't look like much, but this eyeshadow palette or eyeshadow quad is very beautiful. The specific one I'm talking about is the Cream and Sugar, and let me show you this shade, because this shade to me is like one of my favorite shades ever, like in my whole collection. Because again, like I said about the Colourpop one, it makes your eyes look like they're like wet, like they're glossy. And I don't know how the heck they managed to do this on like palettes, but wow. Like honestly, most of the time you don't even need to buy high-end eyeshadow palettes. You can find really, really good formulas in the drugstore. You just kind of have to be patient and look around and kind of watch videos and stuff, and you will find really, really good things out there. And this is definitely one of them. These are like $3.99 or $4.99. Very, very affordable. I have a total of 5 or 6 different ones of these quads, and they're all really, really good. But of course, it's going to depend on the type of story that you want. This is my favorite though, because I feel like you get everything you need. You have a deeper tone to either create like a faux line or deepen out your actual look. You get 2 shimmers, which are both very nice, and then you get a setting kind of shade, but you can also use it in your crease. And yeah, this is a very complete, small, travel friendly, very good quality kind of palette. And of course, you can always buy like 2 different ones. Let's say you want a few more deeper tones or a few more lighter shades, or you want something more pinky, you can always buy the other ones and kind of combine them. But this is one of my favorite ones for sure, of the bite-sized little quads, and I would highly recommend these. Alright, 2 more to go. The next one is from Dominique Cosmetics, and this is the Transition palette. And I actually have other of her palettes, but she no longer sells them. I think this is the only one alongside like a blue one that she came out with that she has. But to me, this is like the perfect neutral, kind of like everyday matte palette. You get almost every tone that you want of neutral shades, and I feel like it's very beautiful. I wish the black was a little bit darker. That's my only thing, especially if you're not really into shimmers. For me, I love shimmers. I always love having shimmers on my eyes, so that's one thing that I will never give up. But if you're into just matte colors, or you're looking for like a good matte palette, I would recommend this one. This one's really good. Also, the Colourpop Gone Matte palette, that one's really good, but I wanted to mention this one more so because not only can you use this one on your eyes, but you can also use it on your face, which I actually have not tried. I want to. I might do this next, where you can use these ones for like your bronzer, you can use these for blush, and yeah, I kind of want to try it. Have you guys tried this one for your face? I'm a little scared, which is why I haven't done it, but yeah, that's supposed to be the point of this one, which is why also the pans are kind of bigger. And because they're bigger, I feel like you get a lot for your money, and it comes with a very, very beautiful mirror. So yeah, if I was gonna use this palette, this would be a perfect combo to use together, because this one doesn't come with any mattes, so then this one doesn't come with any shimmers, and then you can get these two and you have the best of both worlds. All right, and last but not least, I have another one from Colourpop. This is gonna be the Smoke and Roses palette, and to be honest, I don't like pink. I don't really wear pink. I don't have a lot of pink things, but I do like a really sexy, grown up kind of pink eye look, and that's exactly what I get with this palette. When it came out, I was like a little skeptical because, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because I don't like pink eyeshadow. But when I received it, it's so much more beautiful in person than it is online, and hopefully the camera will pick it up and you guys will be able to see the gorgeousness that is this palette. Let me know if you guys would want me to do a video with any of the palettes that I've showed, by the way, because I would love to create a video. I mean, I have one going up with the one with the Persona, so that one should be coming up shortly. But let me know if you guys would want to see a video with any of these, because I don't think I have any videos specifically made for any of these palettes. The best way I can describe this palette is like a sexy palette. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. And I'm also happy that this one doesn't come with any glitter, so that makes it even more perfect of a palette for me. And that's gonna be the last palette that I would choose if I could only keep 10 of my palettes, which would be a very sad day, by the way, so I hope I never have to choose and only keep 10. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, if you could only keep just a few of your eyeshadow palettes, which ones would you keep? I would love to know. Maybe I'll check them out if I haven't yet, but I'll link below the playlist so that you guys can continue watching them as I continue to make these videos. Let me know if you guys are excited for this series. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate if you would do so, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.